Hey everybody, welcome to our total body reset today. Let's go ahead and get started. My name is Skyla Ramirez, and we are going to start by loosening up your low back and hips. We're working from the ground up today. So I encourage you to move nice and slow. Remember, if anything feels painful or if there are sensations in your body that aren't familiar, maybe just work with half your effort. Let's go ahead and take the feet out wider than the hips, having our toes forward. And of course, at any time, you could make the stance a little more narrow. The wider the stance, the more pressure it is going to put on your hip. From here, let's take our hands, roll the shoulders back, reach down towards the floor for the edges of your feet with your pinky fingers. Let's go ahead and lift up through the chin, look up towards the sky, maybe even look at the ceiling or look to where the wall meets the ceiling. Take in one big breath in through your nose and exhale with a sigh. Big exhale. Now two more like that. Big inhale, open up. Exhale. One more. Big breath in. And exhale. From here, let's sweep the arms back. Bring them up and around. Reach it overhead. Big breath in. Big breath in. And at the top of the breath, reach up a little more out of your armpits. Let's lace our fingers together, invert the palms, push the heels of the hands up towards the ceiling. Lean over towards your left, keep pressing into the outer blade of your right foot. You might even want to try to peel up the inner blade of the right foot to accentuate that grounding through the right edge of the foot. As you inhale, push down into the right foot, pull up from your right armpit, and lean over just a little bit more. Now remember to smile. Notice the expression on your face. I know sometimes when we're stretching the side of the body, we can start to get a little like tension in the jaw. When you're ready, come to center. From here, relax for a moment. And now inhale, push straight back up. Big breath in. Lean over to the right this time. Press into the outer edge of the left foot. As we're pushing into the outer edge of the left foot, maybe imagine that you're in soft earth. So there's this feeling that you're able to actually give down into the earth with the foot and then pull up and out from your ribs and your armpit. You could look up. This is going to be the most physically strenuous, working against gravity. You could look over to the right. You're still going to get benefits of range of motion without fighting gravity. Breathe into the upper left lung and pull up through that left armpit. Big breath. And now bring it to center. Let's go ahead and relax the hands down. Lift your left toe and swivel it out to the side on the heel. This is a stretch we've been practicing for the past couple of months to loosen your low back and hips. Hands can come onto the hips. This might be able to help us keep just a little bit more balance. Let's bend the right knee. And as we bend the right knee, make sure that that left knee still has a little bit of wiggle room in it. The more we bend the right knee, the more we'll want to start pressing back through our tailbone, flipping the tailbone back behind you. This is going to open up not only the low back, but also the side of the hip. You might feel it pulling from the inside of your left leg across to your right hip. From here, let's extend that right arm straight up overhead. Take the thumb in and down. Circle that arm down, then bring it all the way around. Inhale, open. Exhale, take it down and around. Moving nice and slow so that the body has plenty of time to acclimate to any changes. No one ever said I got hurt when I moved real slow with lots of awareness, right? It's always when I move fast. One more. Big inhale. Open it up. Big breath in. And now lower the right hand into your low back, keeping the right knee bent and the left leg straight. When you're ready, slowly bend the left knee and straighten the right leg. We're transitioning, pushing off of the left thigh, extending the arms out at shoulder height. Let's flip the left hand up, reach down with your right hand, lift up with the left palm. Again, option to look up. You could look behind you as well. If you're concerned about strengthening the neck, I would look up for strengthening. Breathe into the upper left lung. One big breath and reach. Exhale, bring the left hand onto the left thigh. Pull the right shoulder back and press the left shoulder into the frame of your body. Let's extend this top arm up. So here's another one we've been practicing the past month. Move slow with this. As we come down with our arm past the hip, we're allowing the right hip to turn in a little bit. We can reach down for the inside of the left foot, keeping the left hand on the left thigh to support your thigh. Now pull straight into the waist like you're starting a lawnmower. Pull the hand in, open the right hip, open the right shoulder, lift your arm, and maybe press it back. When you're ready, turn the thumb down. Slowly come down, very slow as you turn the hip in. Reach for the inside of the foot. On the inhale, come up. Pause. Maybe extend the arm. Maybe press it back behind you. And you could always look back behind you as well. Let's do at least a couple more. Thumb in. Sweep it past the hip. Let that right hip fold in a little bit. Pull into the waist. Open the hip and open the shoulder. This is definitely a lot for the hip socket. Last one. Thumb down. Reach to the inside of the left foot. Pull it up, starting a lawnmower. Slowly open, maybe press it back, maybe look behind you. And remember to breathe. When you're ready, let's push off of that left leg. Hands come to the waist. Swivel the left toe in. And let's switch sides, swiveling the right toe out. From here, hands can stay at the waist again for balance. Let's bend our left knee, keeping the right leg straight while we maintain just a little bit of wiggle room in that kneecap. Start pushing the hips back just a little bit. You might start to feel it on the outside of the left hip, the glute and buttocks region. We do want to add that stretch into the inside of the right leg. Let's take our top left arm, press the left shoulder back, and reach that left arm overhead. So this stretch, if you're feeling it on the inside of your right thigh, you're definitely doing it right. If you're feeling it in your left nostril, come see me after class. You're not doing it right, okay? It's inside the right thigh. There's always one. From here, slowly begin to take that top arm past your hip. We're just going to circle a few times. Inhale, open, and then exhale down. 2 more. Big breath, opening up, working a little bit through that rotator cuff and loosening up the left chest. Inhale, bring it up. Tuck the left knuckles into your low back, and let's transition. Bending the right knee, beginning to straighten the left leg. Make sure there's still wiggle room in the left knee. We want to make sure there's healthy circulation there. So important if you've already had to sit a lot today. We need the blood and the lymph to flow through the leg. Let's push off of that right leg and extend the arms out. Little trick for lower arm strength. Turn the palms up. Look at the insides of the arms, the inside of the elbow. Try keeping that part of the inside of the elbow visible while you rotate the thumb down. So you're working what's called a pronator muscle. This is a muscle that sometimes can help to regulate things like carpal tunnel and other types of issues in the wrist. From here, flip the right palm up. Reach down with the right hand. Keep bending the right knee. Reaching the right arm straight up. You're holding on to 1,000 helium balloons. Big breath in. Opening up through the ribs. Option to look up, working on strength and mobility, or look back over the left shoulder, working on mobility, less risk of injury here. 1 more big breath, reach. Exhale, let's lower the right hand down onto the right thigh. Slowly begin to extend that left arm up overhead. Adding in that big range of motion that we've been practicing, turning the thumb away from us, sweeping it in front of the left hip. Continue to lengthen your body out over that right leg. Reach for the inside of the right foot and push the hips back. Let's pull the hand into the waist, pull the hip back, open up, and maybe even reach the arm behind you, looking back towards the left hand. Turning that thumb in, we have about 3 more of these. Taking it nice and slow, sweep past the hip. Let the left hip fold in a little bit, reach to the foot. Inhale, slowly begin to circle it open, reach it back, maybe even look back. Turning the thumb in, take it down, hold it, reaching for the inside of the foot, pulling up, starting a lawnmower, open the left hip, lift up, and press back. Let's do one more. Thumb in, sweep it past the hip. Now let your body decide for you what's working for you. Is it the circle motion or is it pulling into the waist? Sometimes it feels better to circle up. Sometimes it feels better to come straight up with more of a swivel motion. There are different lines of fascia connecting tissue that you're manipulating. Now, at some point, just hold it there. One big breath in and exhale. Let's take the top hand onto the waist. Push off of the right leg to come up and center the hips. Let's swivel both of our toes forward, coming into a standing straddle. Rolling the shoulders back. If you want, you can turn the toes in so that it looks like the toes are pigeon-toed. However, the legs stay straight, so we're not knock-kneed. So you can keep the toes coming in, and it helps to alleviate pressure on your low back. Let's inhale, sweep it up. Palms forward, exhale, sweep it back. Relax the jaw. At least 3 more. Inhale, exaggerate the breath. Exhale. You should be able to hear your own breath. Inhale. Exhale. One more big breath in. And exhale. I'm going to encourage you for the rest of the class to move like you are trying out for an interpretive dance team. I'm going to exaggerate the movement, definitely. Let's take the feet in so that it's at the width of the pelvis bones. So a really common alignment that we use in therapy is hip width. An alternative to that is to bring it in a little more narrow than the hips. This can alleviate a lot of pressure on your sciatic nerve. So we're going to experiment with that today. But if you've been practicing something more traditional, or maybe a doctor has told you to stand in a different way, please go with your physician's orders. From here, soften the knees. Inhaling, both arms come straight up and overhead. Exhale, take the arms back and around. Imagine somebody is handing to you a newborn baby, and you're also trying to sit back on the couch at the same time. From here, keep reaching forward. Now act surprised. 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's keep the ribs lifted, the belly muscles engaged. Press up a little more. And as we press up, you might start to notice that there is a little tension or a little stretch building in the gut. This is where we can manipulate all sorts of nerves in your gut, and we can possibly raise your metabolism. If you're getting warm, that's all right. It's okay. That's what this is for. Keep pushing the hips back. Pull your shoulders back. Imagine somebody just dropped ice down the back of your shirt. It's like this. Woo! Pull your shoulders back. Good. Lift up a little more. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Hands to the thighs. Keeping the knees deeply bent. Slowly guide the spine down and shake the head yes. Turn the head left and right. Maybe let the hands go past the knees to the shins. At that point, maybe straighten the legs. So we are easing our body into a hamstring stretch. So many of us have tight hamstrings, but one of the issues with stretching hamstrings is that when we focus on the hamstring, we forget it pulls on the back. So we got to ease into those stretches. When you're ready, bend the knees deep. Let's slide our hands up to our thighs, giving some support to the spine. From a flat back, extending our arms behind us one at a time, working on low back strength. You can look down at the floor, maybe look just in front of your feet, maybe six feet out from your toes in front of the body to encourage more of a neutral neck and a neutral spine. To safely come up, push into the inside blades of the feet. Act surprised. 1, 2, 3. Engage the muscles in the pelvis. Now flip the hands and come up to standing. From here, let's look up towards the sky. Shift forward and back just a little bit. Now, depending on the shoes we have on today, We might not want to have as big of a range of motion with that shift. Our shoes often influence our center of gravity, so just move nice and slow. If you're curious to experiment with the shift, shifts happen, be careful. Come forward, little shift, and lift your heels just a tiny bit. So first it's just enough to swipe a credit card under the feet. Maybe it's a little higher. For improved balance, we may want to look up. Push the hips forward. Breathe and pull up out of your ribs. Open the armpits. One more big inhale. Exhale, drop the heels. Palms forward. Hands sweep back. Bringing the hands up to shoulder height, holding it here. Reaching out. So maybe it's not a newborn baby. Maybe it's $1 million cash. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes.
All right, flip your hips back just a little bit. Imagine that you have a Nerf ball between your knees. So it's not quite the size of a volleyball. It's really a yoga block size, but we're going to say a Nerf football at this time. Squeeze in, come down a little more, lift up a little more. 1, 2, 3, surprise. Good. Ice down the back of the shirt. Woo, good. Pull everything back. There you go. Lift it up a little more. Now just hold it. Again, notice if you feel a little warm. If you don't feel warm, it's okay. You're still doing everything, but sometimes it does create a wave of heat. Now let's add on to this, shifting a little bit forward and back. Let's put the movements together. Option to lift the heels just enough to swipe a credit card, not too much. The body prefers we move with small increments of change. A little bit of challenge, adapt. And now maybe a little bit more challenge, maybe a little higher. Remember the Nerf ball, squeeze, pull up through the pelvis, act surprised, elbows back, shoulders back, hands a little higher, hold it there. Now remember to smile. That's right, because your body goes, I guess we'll come back and do it again next week. I must like it. We're in agreement with this. Big inhale, reach. Exhale, drop the heels, hands to the thighs. Keep the knees bent. Push the hips back. You want to feel a spread through your buttocks. You want things to spread. Relax your head and neck. Shake it, yes. Turn it left and right. Maybe hands go to the shins. Then straighten the legs. Exhale from the throat and hang really loose. 2 more. Big inhale. The more we relax the jaw, the greater the probability of loosening the back and the hamstrings. To safely come up, bend the knees. Hands come to the thighs. Let's find what we feel to be is more of a flat back. Extending one arm back at a time. Palms are facing down. So notice what happens if you turn your palms up. With this position, you're rounding the shoulders forward. So to improve posture, palms press down while the fingertips reach back. It's called an airplane position. It's a low back strengthener. Now imagine a point about 6 feet out from your toes that you're able to gaze out towards, hopefully creating just a little more length and strength in the upper back, the shoulders, and the neck. Notice the expression on your face. Go ahead and lift the eyebrows, get animated. Big inhale. Push into the inner blades of the feet. When you're ready, push into the feet and come up. Standing tall, reach it overhead. And now exhale. Let it all go. All right, go ahead and shake everything out. We've been grounded with the feet through those movements. Let's move into what we call some cross-lateral bilateral movement, incorporating left and right hemispheres of the brain. These are always fun. All right, so feet are going to come into any comfortable standing position. I recommend finding a stance as if you were just about to go up a flight of stairs. How would you stand if you were about to step up a flight of stairs? From here, let's pull up the right toe, lean over into your left leg, and just lift that right knee, lifting the right knee with the right toe lifted to stabilize your kneecap. Try not to think too much about it. Thinking sometimes gets in the way of the process. Can we all agree with that? Overthinking can get in the way of more organic processes. When you're ready, step down. All right, shift into your right foot. Lift the left toe. Let's check in with the right knee and just make sure there's a little bounce in the knee. If the knees are locked out, muscles are not stabilizing. Let's pull that left knee up. Easy does it. Work is subjective, so you could lift the knee higher. It doesn't necessarily mean if your knee is higher than the person next to you that you're working harder, right? So just add in that little lift and now set it down. Shift to the left, lift the right toe, make sure the knees are unlocked. If we start hearing a lot of snap, crackle, pops in the room, we know that people are locking out. Okay, now lift. It's okay if your body has musical sound, as long as there's no bright lights, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, then you're okay. When you're ready, set it down. Other side, knees are soft. Lift the left toe, lift it up. Are you breathing? And take it down. Let's add on to this. Into the left foot, let's lift the right toe. Lift the right knee. Extending the left arm forward as if you're going to shake someone's hand. Drop your right hip. Most of us, our bodies are naturally engaging muscles deep in the trunk of the body, engaging the obliques, but not in a healthy way. We want to release the spine, decompress, so the lift is happening in the front of the hip, not the oblique, right? Because it's not Shakira time. Okay? When you're ready, let it down. Lift your left toe. Oh, there's more where that came from. All right. Pulling up the left knee. Easy does it. So I notice it's just the body's always going to take the path of least resistance. Our side trunk muscles are probably stronger for most of us, especially if we have to sit a lot, right? So push that hip down a little bit and try to release those side trunk muscles. That could inhibit healthy digestion, healthy elimination. We want to use the front of the hip, which often gets tight when we sit, but it's not strong. And that's where you start to have issues with back pain. Option to extend the right arm forward, like you're shaking someone's hand. Notice what your left hand wants to do for balance. There's no right or wrong here. Some people's bodies will naturally balance better here, while others maybe take it out to the side or even the thumb up. All these little differences can create significant change for balance. Let's take it down. Okay, so we're going to speed it up just a little bit. The main thing to remember is to lift the toe before lifting the knee. It's essential for us to stabilize your kneecap, so all the muscles are tight right here, and then we'll be able to isolate those inner hip muscles. So standing tall, soft knees, left foot is grounding, lift the right toe, right knee, left hand, and down. Shift, left toe and knee, right hand, and down. Right toe, left hand, and down. Left toe, right hand, and down. If you'd like to add on to this, we're lifting all the way up and kicking out. Taking it down and down. Good. Other leg. Starting first here. Option to extend, arm and leg extension. Take it in and down. 4 more. Lift. Option to extend, nice and slow. Take it down. Imagine you're moving in water. Sometimes that's all we need. How might the movement change if you were in water? So you're really just sort of invoking this element of fluidity, control in the body. Overall physical coordination is the primary marker for more evolved logical thinking. I know some of us are like, I don't know how I got into this position, but overall physical coordination is the foundation neurologically for logical thinking. Let's do one more on each side. We're extending. Take it down. So one more on the right, one more on the left. Right knee, left hand. Drop the hip extension and down left, extension, and down. Okay, hands up, lift the knee, take it across, bring it to center, and down. Left knee, take it across, bring it to center, and down. We're going to do at least 3 more of these, 3 more on each side. If it feels odd at first, if you feel really wobbly or uncoordinated, first of all, say yay. Congratulate yourself that you're doing something that's not easy. Because why would you show up and be able to master everything? That means you don't need it, right? We're here to do the things that are challenging. We're here to do the things that are uncomfortable, because these are the things that are going to help us to bridge those gaps in the nervous system. If we only do the easy things, we're going to be missing out on growth. Let's do just 1 more on each side. It does help to look down at the floor. Should have mentioned that first. Look down at the floor. Don't look at me. Looking down, it has to do with your optic nerve. All right, both feet on the floor. Go ahead and relax and shake it off. Great job, everybody. All right, so come to center. Bring the feet in again to the width of the pelvis bones. Inhaling, bringing the arms up and overhead. Stepping your left foot straight back. Let that back foot go wherever it wants to go. Let's bend that front right knee. Big breath in, reach. Go ahead and circle your right hand back, down and around 3 times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back. Again. 1 more, big breath in. Exhale, back. Inhale, bring it up. Pat yourself on the back. Good. Left hand, let's take it back. Open with the body. Take it down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back. 2 more. Good. Keep pressing back through that left heel, keeping a bend in the right knee. 1 more time, back and around. Let's take the knuckles of the left hand into the low back. From here, keep bending that right knee. Pull your right hip back. Press your left hip forward. Inhale, pull your right elbow and armpit up. If you want, lean a little bit over to the right. And remember to smile about it. Cheese. Inhale, center. Release both hands. Hands by the low back. Peel up the back heel. Turn the heel back behind you and bend both knees. Adding in just a little bit of balance, let's sweep it forward, point the toe, and lift the knee. So just a little different approach to a similar pattern of movement. When you're ready, step the feet down and shake it off. Let's do the other side. Feet are at the width of the pelvis bones, inside the frame of the body. Inhaling, arms overhead. Stepping our right foot back, casual stride. Bending the left knee. From here, we're circling back and around with the left hand. 3 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, arm up. Let's pat ourselves on the back. Right arm goes back. Rotate through the trunk of the body. Add in the breath. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Relax your jaw. Last one. Right knuckles to the low back. Pull the left hip back. Press the right hip forward. Push down into your right heel. Pull the left armpit up. Lean a little bit over to the left. Keep pushing into that right foot. Bring it to center. Take the left hand into your low back. Lunging forward, let's lift the right heel. Swivel the heel back so that the hips are angled forward. Bending both knees. Slowly begin to peel up. Shift it forward and lift the knee, dropping the hip. All right, big smile. We're nearing the end. Take both feet down. Inhale, arms overhead. We're wrapping it up. Exhale back. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to the side, halfway down. Inhale all the way up. Stay standing. Exhale, arms back. Inhale all the way up, last one. Halfway down. Inhale up, moving that blood pressure around. Stay standing, exhale back. And now roll the shoulders back, kick it off. You are all done. Total body reset done. Have a great day, everyone. Good job. Really good job. Lots of